This is the all-new BMW X3. Stay tuned to get a first impression of its design, its driving characteristics, connectivity features, and BMW's Driving Assistant Plus. Clearly, this SAV is well suited for an urban environment, but also for rough terrain. The front of the all-new X3 is an expression of power and poise with a bold-looking double kidney grille. The headlights are optionally available as adaptive LEDs. Now, they not only look great, but more importantly, they offer better lighting and more safety. Inside view, the all-new BMW X3 unfolds its dynamic proportions. Below the horizontal shoulder line, powerful sculpted surfaces make an explicit statement of robustness. The rear is sporty flat, with the taillights emphasizing the width of the vehicle, and this X3 is equipped with the optionally available full LED taillights. A true eye-catcher is their three-dimensional look. Now let me show you the interior. Compared to its predecessor, it offers an even higher quality and a better touch and feel. The M40i includes a completely new M Sport multifunction steering wheel, the M Design sport seats, and the Sensatec dashboard. In the X3, BMW offers the latest iDrive technology. The center display is the largest in the segment, 10 inches to be exact. Always be up to date with live content, like weather, for example. And the operating concept is also quite simple. You can use the interface via touch, gesture, voice, or with the iDrive controller. Before we go for a ride, let's check out the loading possibilities and the functionality of the all-new BMW X3. And what we have here is a loading capacity of 550 liters, but of course, you can enlarge it. Very comfortable, therefore, is the remote rear seat backrest release. Now you have 1,600 liters. Very practical is also the stowage for the luggage cover under the trunk floor. And now to the engine. What we have here is the powerful M Performance model, the X3 M40i. It is equipped with the M Performance twin power turbo inline 6-cylinder petrol engine and hosts 360 horsepower and an impressive torque value of 500 Newton meters. With its 8-speed Steptronic transmission, the BMW X3 M40i powers from 0 to 100 in only 4.8 seconds. A strong suit of any BMW is its driving dynamics. The all-new BMW X3 is the perfect vehicle for urban regions, meaning on-road, but also off-road. With an impressive drag coefficient of only 0.29, this SAV sets new technological standards in its class. Furthermore, it is up to 55 kilograms lighter compared to the second generation. Among other things, this ensures improved efficiency and greater agility. A highlight is the interior sound of the all-new BMW X3. Compared to its predecessor, the third generation offers even better acoustics. One reason is the acoustic glass, which the windshield and the side windows are made of. Now let's talk about BMW Connected Plus, your personal mobility companion. It comes with new intelligent features that make your daily life a bit easier. For example, just think about planning your next trip conveniently while sitting at home. Your smart planning assistant also knows your current fuel status, and if necessary, will give you fuel stop recommendations on the way. BMW Connected Plus then transfers your smart route seamlessly to your vehicle. Another very convenient feature of BMW Connected Plus is Share Live Trip status. While driving, you can inform selected family members, friends, and business partners about your likely arrival time and your current whereabouts in a map view. They will receive a link to a dedicated website where they can receive all necessary information about your current trip. The big benefit, everyone invited is automatically updated on the status of your trip, and you can concentrate on driving. A huge step towards highly automated driving is BMW's Driving Assistant Plus. It offers a great number of features, such as evasive aid, crossroads warning, or the steering and lane control assistant. The last one supports the driver and helps keep the vehicle in the center of its lane. It also incorporates active cruise control, which automatically adapts speed when you're stuck in traffic, making it perfect for highways. Good to know, it is now possible to customize your X3 with BMW Individual. The X3 is an ongoing success story, and the all-new X3 is the next level of driving dynamics and functionality, whether in an urban environment or on rough terrain. For more information, go to bmw.com/X3.
The new third-generation BMW X3 arrives with an innovative new architecture that makes this one of the top picks in the segment. A bolder, more mature design. First-class comfort. Premium look and feel. Near benchmark handling and ride. Refined engines, superb steering feedback, loads of kit, clever space packaging. Pricier than the old model. Styling could still be polarizing. Usual array of expensive options and packages. The third-generation BMW X3 has a deep-seated connection with Australia that most people won't realize. Its bold new look is the handiwork of Aussie designer and all-round nice guy Calvin Luck, who also penned the current X1 and 1 Series facelift. Luck is a BMW fanboy from way back, from the very moment his parents bought an E36, and it's been that way ever since. He's also one of the youngest designers ever hired by the company, but he's already achieved something of a career milestone when he penned the fabulous Z4 concept, unveiled at Pebble Beach this year. More impressive, still, he also won the right to design the production version of the new Z4, a lifelong dream and something we're told will remain true to the concept. We'll find out for ourselves in late 2018, when the car is likely to hit the streets. Luck's brief for the all-new X3 was simple: give it more character, more sportiness, and more tech, without alienating the primary female buyer group, so far, responsible for more than 1.5 million sales globally. In Australia, it's currently sitting on the number 3 spot on the SUV sales podium, behind the X5 and X1. But, all that is about to change, with a steady shift from BMW sedans to SUVs gaining more and more momentum. Last year it was 1 in 3 BMWs sold wore an X badge, now, it's almost 1 in 2, with the latest X3 likely to replace the X5 as the company's most popular SUV. Whether or not it can attain market leadership in the hotly contested midsize luxury SUV segment, though, is another challenge entirely. Competition is fierce. Ruthless, even, with the X3 going up against proven rivals like the Audi Q5, Mercedes-Benz GLC, Volvo XC60 and the sales-leading Land Rover Discovery Sport. It's a veritable buyer's market, with lots of pressure on manufacturers to deliver substantially better vehicles with each new generation, while keeping a tight lid on prices at the same time. It's a tough ask, but one that has produced a very different kind of BMW SUV to the model it replaces, despite the fact that it's still easily recognizable as an X3. Certainly, it's a more robust form with a tougher stance and broader shoulders. It's also longer, wider and taller than the model it replaces, though, visually, it's deceptive, it actually looks lower. Luck also wanted a sleeker, more aerodynamic shape, which he has well and truly delivered, with an impressive 0.29 CD, coefficient of drag, score. We've given it more muscle and dressed it in a boss suit, is how Luck described the styling to us. It's evolutionary, rather than revolutionary, but along with the buffed up body, there are fewer sharp lines and more softer edges. From any angle, it's a more sophisticated look than its Gen 2 predecessor, especially rolling on the larger 19-21-inch wheels, which encompasses the available range on the new X3. Australian buyers will have a choice of 3 models: the $68,900 X3 xDrive 20D, powered by the 140 kW/400 Nm 2.0-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel, the $75,900 xDrive 30i, with a 185 kW/350 Nm 2.0-liter 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine, and the $83,900 range-topping X3 xDrive 30D, powered by the 3.0-liter inline-6 turbo diesel with 195 kilowatts, a stonking 620 nanometers of torque from 2000 to 2500 RPM. Later on, the range will be joined by the X3 M40i, the first ever M-Performance X3 variant, armed with a reworked version of the staple 3.0-liter twin-power turbocharged inline 6-cylinder petrol engine from the M140i, tuned to deliver 265 kilowatts of power from 5500 RPM and 500 nanometers of torque between 1520 and 4800 RPM. It should be a cracker, because underneath that taut new muscular skin, hides a brand new platform, which has far more in common with the latest BMW 5 Series than any other vehicle in the Bavarian carmaker's range. It's called Klar, introduced on 7 Series in 2015, and will underpin all upcoming rear-drive vehicles, including a rear-wheel drive X3 that will join the lineup next year as the new entry-level model, along with the aforementioned M40i performance hero. There's even talk of a full-blown X3M, thanks entirely to the new platform. Along with the larger dimensions all round, passengers are bound to appreciate the longer wheelbase in the new X3. There's more legroom for both seat rows and more head and shoulder space up front. And, despite the enlarged passenger space, boot space remains the same, that's 550 liters with the second row in place, expanding to 1,600 liters with the rear seats folded. But for those with kids, boards, or bikes, or all three, you can rest easy with the knowledge that the new X3 is a larger vehicle, in every dimension, than the first generation X5. Not only that, there's a rear seat release from the boot area, gas springs for the boot floor with an underfloor storage compartment, and best of all, an integrated luggage compartment to store those annoying luggage blinds that only ever seem to get in the way. The new X3 also delivers an impressive new interior, in stark contrast to the old model, which looked cheap and didn't feel any better. By contrast, the latest fit-out brings a more stylish mix of premium materials like soft leathers and real wood trim, capped off with embossed aluminium inlays throughout the entire cabin. It looks and feels like an expensive 5 Series, and that's in both seat rows. While the latest Gen X3 is more expensive, with price hikes ranging from $2,000 to $4,000, it also brings a far more substantial equipment inventory than ever before. Standard kit on the base model includes the X-Line exterior package with matte aluminium design elements, 19-inch alloy wheels, electric folding exterior mirrors, roof rails, a leather steering wheel, cloth/leather seat trim with electrically adjustable front pews, LED headlights, and full-color head-up display, HUD. Other highlights include parking assistant with front and rear sensors, a rear view camera, driving assistant with lane departure warning, wireless phone charging, along with the 6.5-inch navigation system business with real-time traffic updates and speed limit recognition. Stepping up to the 30i and 30D, adds 20-inch alloy wheels, Vernisxa leather upholstery, adaptive LED headlights with high beam assist, comfort access, paddle shifters for the 8-speed automatic transmission, driving assistant plus, parking assistance plus with a 360-degree camera system, a 12.0-inch digital instrument display, along with navigation professional, incorporating a 10.0-inch touchscreen. But, if you want to ditch the smaller screen in the entry-level 20D, there's a range of tasty option packages that are well worth a look, like the popular M Sport package, Innovations package, Exclusive package, and Rear Comfort package. Click here for more detail. Once on road, the stark contrast between the old and the new X3 couldn't be more apparent. We kicked off in the base 20D, and for those who might brush it aside for fear of underwhelming performance, think again. As a daily commuter or family chariot, its 140 kW/400 Nm diesel donk is just about perfect. It'll go from standstill to 100 km per hour in 8.0 seconds and claims 5.7 L/100 km on the combined cycle. Lag is minimal and there's more than enough juice on tap for steep hill climbs and high-speed overtaking. We tried both, repeatedly. Refinement is generally excellent, too, with very low cabin noise thanks to its base spec 19-inch alloys it was riding on. I can't quite say the engine produces any more clatter than the Land Rover's rival Ingenium unit of the same displacement, but either way, there isn't much in it. But, where the new X3 really starts to shine is in the dynamic department. And there's good reason for that, too, and it all centers around BMW's new architecture we spoke about earlier. Using a combination of lightweight materials and specialized bonding of aluminium and high-tensile steel for the front end, engineers have shaved up to 55 kilograms off the new model. More importantly, it's a lighter, more rigid structure, which translates into substantial gains in agility and feedback for the driver. There's also a lot of bracing going on up front, throughout the engine bay, and even behind the familiar kidney grille, which keeps the X3 rock solid through the sweepers and twisties, even if you've got it wound up a few notches. This is a much sharper vehicle that simply relishes a sporty driving style, despite its SUV/school pickup status. Body control is simply excellent, as is the steering feel, more than we can remember of any current BMW on the market. In fact, it's a big claim, we know, but one we couldn't help rave about throughout the entire test program. It's the same story, when it comes to ride comfort, too, though, it must be said, each and every X3 on the launch was equipped with BMW's dynamic damper control, adaptive suspension, that allows you to toggle through a range of ride settings. On its own, it's a $1,900 option, but be sure to tick that box, first, if it's not included in the vehicle you buy, because with this system, they've got the ride/handling balance just about perfect. And that's on-road and off-road, we're talking about. We were able to notch up over 40 kilometers on the gravel, and frankly, ride comfort is just as compliant on the loose stones as it is on the tarmac, and the X3 was beautifully behaved. And again, you've got this wonderfully communicative feedback through the steering wheel that makes driving a real pleasure. Naturally, the 30i petrol model offers more immediate throttle response, along with considerably more refinement than the smaller diesel powertrain. Punch it from the get-go and you'll hit 100 km per hour in 6.3 seconds. This time we were rolling on a 21-inch wheel and tire package, but amazingly, the ride comfort remains superb, even on some pretty average coarse chip surfaces. Select comfort, and we swear you won't know you're on the larger wheels. The top spec 30D, though, riding on the standard 20-inch alloys, has got to be the sweet spot here, despite its top price billing. Performance is simply sublime, with next to no lag, huge pulling power just off idle and a level of refinement up there with the best. For those unfortunate souls with the notion that diesels are somehow slow, noisy, and lacking in character, nothing could be further from the truth with this engine. It'll scoot from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 5.8 seconds, making overtakes on fast open roads dead easy and entirely safe, given there's just so much grunt on offer, from so low in the rev range. And it sounds good, too. In all honesty, I've never been a big fan of the X3, always thought it was too dumpy and not quite measuring up to its BMW siblings in almost every respect. But, that's all changed with the third generation X3, which puts it on par or ahead of the very best in the segment. In fact, it's hard to think of a more well-rounded rival that offers such an outstanding package.